I think this is on. All right. I'm going to see if anyone will come on to this thing. If anyone will see. So I'll wait a couple minutes, maybe just a minute. So everybody knows this is my first time doing live. Pretty much of anything. I think I did Instagram live once, but it wasn't about me. It was about an event. Um, I wasn't being the one recorded. So, yeah. Oh, someone's here. Cool. Say what's up if you want in the chat. You can check it out there. And yeah. So I was just saying that this is one of my first lives that I'm doing, and just thought I'd try it out. So I'll wait another couple seconds to see if anyone else wants to hop on to the live. Let's see. Oh, is that actually? All right, getting started. So basically, I was just thinking of different content ideas of what I wanted to make this about, and I just thought, well, let's just go for it. And now that we are at the end of the year, basically, we're at the end of 2019. I thought might as well start a. I don't know if it'll end up being a series. Sometimes I say I want a series, and then it doesn't end up happening. So, but just to kind of go over the year and how it went. So for 2019, for me, it actually is one of the best years of my life. It has been just a year of growth, a lot of change, a lot of development, and I think really establishing the foundation of, I guess, my life, or the basic principles from which I want to live by. And because I really, in one sense, like want to call this year the breakthrough year. And but I think it's more foundational because 2020, because of how well 2019 went, 2020 is really set up to be the breakthrough year. So I think that's what I'm going to call 2020 is the breakthrough year. But and that's my theme, right? It was a question that one of the trainings that I was in was last week, and they said if you could have a legacy in 2020 using one word, what would that be? And the term I keep coming back to is breakthrough. So it's most likely, I'm still kind of wrestling with a couple other things and making sure that's the one I want to really hang my hat on, but I think that's going to be it. So 2020 will be a breakthrough. Again, going to figure it out. So got a couple more weeks, right? Two and a half weeks until I have to decide. But yeah, so that's kind of where I'm leaning towards. So but anyway, with the idea of just this foundational year, there was a lot of changes I made around October, November of last year to really make this year set up to be such a great year. And one of those things was the whole idea of a morning routine. So one of the things I've struggled with, I wouldn't say struggle, but I guess so, maybe I didn't have, lack of, was to have a consistent morning routine. And this year I've implemented some things that I have identified as things that are important for me to stay balanced and be my best self. A lot of those things had to do with, so basically I have a vision board uh, that it's so vision boards typically like pictures and things like that. Mine was more of like a in text. It's a bunch of different outcomes that I wanted this year, right? Different goals, like specific areas of my life. I broke it down: physical, spiritual, relational, emotional, and I had specific outcomes I wanted in each area of my life. And I would review that every day. And in the first half of the year, it was like day and night, and then I kind of slacked off second half of the year. But every morning when I wake up, one of the first things I do is I read that document. Second thing is I read the Bible, so my spiritual text, and then after that, I have affirmations that I read through that have actually been adding the more that I come across really good quotes and things that I want to implement and to really believe in about myself or about the world. And then from there, get started my day. So even right now, I'm sort of kind of identifying different areas that I want to spend more time in and less time in, and adding to it. And actually, it's funny; it's become more complex over time. I've added prayer and visualization, especially, and that's been tough for me to do. It's so important, but very tough for me to be consistent with. So these are some of the things I'm going to take into the next year. So a daily routine, and actually in the past couple of weeks, one of the most significant changes has been having a planner, having a schedule. And so in short, I got one of these, and I'm using a paper system right now because that's basically what I'm just using for just to kind of track what I'm doing. So it's actually got two columns on it. So the calendar is a week's time frame. Each day I have the section for the day, and then half of it is what I plan, and then half of it I track what actually happened during that time, just so I can see how accurate I am with my intention versus execution. And interestingly, with this being added into my life, it's made me, I'd say, at least twice as effective, because a couple days I've implemented fairly accurately, at least for the first half of the day, and I finish like everything that I want to do in a day in half the time. So some days, like one of my best days in the past couple of weeks was by like 11:30 or noon, I had done the amount of dials that I had for my real estate business, the amount of dials that I wanted to do, any to-do list, my tasks were done. My morning routine, my workout for that morning, I was ready. Had time to drive to the office and got everything done, those things done in the office that I wanted to do for my business. And it's incredible because what used to take me a full day now only takes me half a day, which means I now reclaim 6, 8, 10 hours of my life to do other things. And I'm only getting more accurate as I get better at the schedule and those daily tasks that I have in those times. So it just opened my mind, because there's always this idea that there's never enough time, never enough time. And sometimes that can be true. I've had points in my life where I felt like that. But I think another piece of it was I got very intentional about saying no. I just had to say no to a lot of things that weren't aligned with my values or my outcomes, right, in the vision document that I wanted. So it's freed up a lot of time. So I cleared out the schedule with commitments, got back into figure out what are the most important things for me, putting that on the schedule. If it's not on the schedule, it doesn't exist. And then committing to those things and doing those things at the set times. And it just frees up life. And then now I have identified 8, 10 hours or more to do things that I want to do. And so, which means I could dial more. That means I could spend time with family or friends, or be on the phone with friends, or whatever. I could spend more time at the gym or try a new hobby. So the possibilities are endless. And I think that, even though it took me until the end of the year to implement, was a major pivotal factor in helping me just be more effective. So now I'm considering this. What would a whole year like be? Improving on this every single day, because that's what's happening, is every day I'm getting better at this. What would a whole year look like in December 2020? What kind of person would I be? So I'm very excited for that. And of course, I've sharpened a lot of skills, and so I'm a real estate agent, and sharpened a lot of skills in my own business, and had some good success this year, some pretty good success, and looking to take that higher this next year, of course. And I do have some plans for that, and it requires me, taking things out of the box for sure. But and going out of my comfort zone, but I'm very sort of excited but nervous for that at the same time because who knows who knows what lies on the other side. But then again, I was also not the person that I am today at the beginning of this year, and there are specific things that I needed to overcome in order to be who I am today. So it is an exciting thing, I think, ultimately looking ahead to what could be, to make the changes and push past the fear, right? Implement and execute in order to experience a new level, of existence, if you will. So that's what I'm also excited about. So that's pretty cool. Um, yeah. So I think interestingly, in 2019, um, probably one of the most intentional years I've ever had too. Not thought about it as intentionally as I have in 2019. It was funny because it was kind of by accident. It was just that the fact that I had a vision document or vision board to narrow my focus that helped me to kind of realize or maybe just hone in on, okay, what do I need to work on to make sure this happens by this time? And so yeah, so taking all those lessons, right, amongst many. I mean, I could definitely dissect a lot of stuff, but yeah, I definitely feel a lot more myself. And gosh, there's so much I could share. I don't know how long we're into this thing now. Is it 11 minutes? Yeah, I guess I could share. 2018 was actually pretty rough. So 2018 was a time where I was trying to figure out a lot of things in my life, primarily with my faith, and trying to figure out where I was going to end up. And I just had a lot of questions, like wrestled with a lot of stuff. And I feel like I've come to a conclusion in that, and especially cemented that probably by end of first quarter, probably end of first quarter this year. I've kind of wrestled the rest of that out because it wasn't just 2018. This was actually 2017 and 2016. So it was like a 3-year journey. But I think it was a necessary journey so that I can get that out of the way, and go through that. I'm more resolved today in who I am and where I need to go and what I believe I'm called to do and what my purpose is, so that I can. I'm freed up. I'm freed up to live it. So yeah. So the 2018 was rough. It was a very challenging year, although it had some breakthroughs. I'd say breakthrough success in real estate. But other areas of my life were really lagging. So now that I'm, kind of getting the feet underneath me and foundation's been set, ready to go to the next level. So yeah. So I'm happy, like 2019, it was really that good. It was really a good year of establishing foundations, learning new things, getting to new experiences, stretching myself, and yeah, we'll start with that. How about that? Start with that, and maybe do uh, you know, another live. Try it out. Actually, I felt like this went pretty well for my first live, but yeah, and more content. I'm trying to get some stuff. I actually filmed something for a specific area of the Greater Phoenix area, and there were some pieces that were missing. So now I'm just going to go back to the drawing board. May need to refilm those things. It's fine, but it might just take longer. And I'm also constantly coming up with new ideas for stuff. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Anyway, hope you guys are doing well. If you're catching this later on when it posts at night, feel free to comment with anything that impacted you, or how did your year go? It'd be cool to hear about how it went too. So also for notifications, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And yeah, get notifications on some more stuff I'm doing. Also, if you really like this, if you have any ideas, feel free to chip in. I can definitely speak on those things. So anyway, we'll catch you guys later.